Hello, this is Shirley, the herb lady from Alaska. I had a really good day yesterday. When you help people and they just appreciate it and they're so thankful, I'm thankful too. But anyway, something happened and God brought back to my memory that I had one class on in 29 years and I remembered it. What happened was this lady came in and she had stomach trouble and she wanted some protein, and I tried one of my proteins. Everybody loves Love and Peas with no sugar, and she went back. I was muscle testing her, and she went back on all 5 different ones that I gave her. And I went, no, wait a minute, no, this hits any blood type. This is not right. And then I remembered the class that I had one time in 29 years, and I said, let's do the testing again, and let's add one product to it, Proactozyme. It's an enzyme. She did, and she fell forwards. She was so shocked. She could not believe what had happened to her, because I'm just standing there, sitting there, and her body's doing. But when you do muscle testing and you do it correctly, it will tell you yes or it will tell you no. Okay, today is probably, everybody could probably say yes to this herb. It's called red raspberry. Red raspberry, I bet in the 29 years I've sold a ton of 2,000 pounds, and I sell it by the pound. I buy it organically by the pound, and because when you buy a tea bag, a lot of people don't know they dip tea bags in formaldehyde. And so I try to make my tea from scratch because I don't want that formaldehyde in my body. And anyway, red raspberry, it's probably the most important herb for men, and it's even for women. It's for women, but it's even for men too, because I get a lot of people off of caffeine because it's 5 pH and it destroys the calcium and minerals in the bones. So what I did was, these couple of guys, they was playing handball, and they was drinking lots of coffee to keep them a lot of energy. And I told them what it did, so they went over to raspberry tea. They went to Canada and won a gold medal. And everybody said, what are you drinking? They said, red raspberry tea. But what it does, it gives you iron. It's natural iron, red raspberry tea. But it also gives you energy, and it balances your hormones. Because when you're in balance, you have lots of energy. And if you play handball, I've never seen them play, but I guess he said that back in the old days, he used to have 2 or 3 towels because he sweat so much. And red raspberry tea balanced his hormones, and he sweats now, but nothing like he used to. He used to dehydrate himself and everything. So I'm just so thankful that he's balancing his body. But it's really good for women because it tones their uterus, it tones their body, and it really helps them. And they said that children from 8 on, even little kids, it will help them to balance their hormones so they don't have hormone trouble. And a lot of little boys and little girls do. Red raspberry tea helps female stimulate, tones, regulates them more than any other herb. Red raspberry tea does. And so I sell it because of the women. It brings in their milk, but it also helps a whole bunch of other things. It tones you. Okay, a young lady that was 29 years old was having a lot of trouble with her mints. And so she would be in bed for 2 or 3 days, and she just painful and everything. So they told her to drink a cup of raspberry tea 3 times a day with the meal, and she did. And after a couple of months, guess what? She lost 17 pounds, and she had no more trouble. And then there was a nurse that had been a midwife and a nurse for 37 years. And so she delivered over 2,000 babies. And she said that every time that the baby wouldn't turn anything, she stopped giving the woman raspberry tea, and it would turn that baby. And she said they had painless babies, when they delivered them. I don't know. I have not had a painless, but a lot of times you forget it after you have that baby in your arms. But she said that she always had easy and complete and never lost a baby during the many years of nursing. So I thought that was great because I read an article last year that 50% of our babies in the United States has got something wrong with them. And that should not be. I mean, that should not be. With the knowledge that we have, but people's not using our knowledge. What they're doing is they're just doing what they want to do. But everybody could be healthy if they choose to. So I hope today, and I hope the people that I've been helping, they choose to be healthy, because it's not hard to do. It just takes some character. That's what I say. It takes some characters that's saying you're going to do it, and you make a choice, and you're going to do it no matter what. In the Lucas report, this woman had 4 miscarriages. Several doctors told her that she would never have children. Well, she went to her herbalist, and he told her to start taking red raspberry tea at least 3 times a day, and she did, and she got pregnant, and she had a baby girl. Then 18 months later, she had another baby boy, and she was so happy, but it balanced her hormones. And a lot of times when we can't have something or do something, it's because we're out of balance. And when we get ourselves balanced, our body knows what to do. I read this one article, this farmer, he has pigs. He was giving his pigs red raspberry tea, and they was not having trouble having their babies. And that I was down there when I was a young child, and his sow had 24, and he was up all night with her, making sure she didn't lay on him. But back then, a lot of times they didn't know about red raspberry tea, but I wish he did, because he said if he don't watch them, he would lose them even after he fixed them where they couldn't roll on them. Sometimes they just had so many. Raspberry tea is a wonderful herb for any kind of problem that a man or a woman has, because all it does is balance the system. Well, a lot of the doctors said that it's probably the best herb that God ever gave to a woman, because it's excellent for any hemorrhaging, and it prevents miscarriage, and it's recommended for every woman who desires to retain youth, health, and strength in the female organs. And people says, well, after I'm older, I go through menopause, I don't need. Oh, yes, you do. You need it for your bones, you need it for your hair, you need it for your emotions. I see a lot of people, their emotions is out of balance because their female organs is out of balance, and red raspberry tea will help put it back in balance. And red raspberry tea stimulates and tones the uterus. It regulates and strengthens the uterus. It stops nausea. It helps with gum swelling. It helps with inflammation of the eyes. It helps with urinary organs. It tones the stomach and the bowels. It helps with mucus lining of the kidneys. It's used for women if you have burned yourself. It helps with canker sores in the mouth. It helps with infants' diarrhea. You can give the baby, put it in the baby bottle, and the diarrhea will stop. It stops premature labor pains. It prevents miscarriage. You can douche with it. It's good for yeast infection. It regulates contractions. It expels stones. It helps with difficult breathing. And it helps to just put you in balance. And something else I found out, on the external use, if you use our enzyme and raspberry tea, you take a cotton cloth and you spray the enzyme on there, and then you dip that down in raspberry tea, make the tea really strong, and then you put it on your hernia, and then put a Band-Aid over the top of it. And they said a lot of times it's helped to heal the hernia, but you have to change it every day. So when I read that, I thought, whoa, listen to that. The herb is rich in manganese, and especially it puts the oxygen in the cells. But you got to remember, it tones male organs just as well as it tones women's organs. So if you have a chance, get a hold of some raspberry tea. I can make it, and my husband will drink it. He loves it. I mean, yeah, he loves it. But what you do is you take a gallon of water, and then you bring it to a boil, and then you turn it off and put a cup of raspberry tea in there, and you let it sit overnight, and then you strain it, and then we put it in 4-quart jars, and then he has a quart a day that he drinks, and he really enjoys it. And it gives you as I told you, those men that was playing ball, they won the gold trophy when they was over there in Canada. So have a great day, and let me know if you need more information about a certain herb, because herbs, it helps a lot, especially that young lady. She had no enzymes. She's a blood type A, and she had no enzymes, and it helped her so much. If you've seen her face, it was worth $1 million, because she had suffered and suffered, and we got one answer towards her problem. Have a great day.